The Galilee garage there. Tap into my channel, that's where you wanna be. 87 Monte Carlo, West Has name goes. I bet when I punch the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we do it big Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on West Coast. Mexican leave garage therapy, come get with me, come get with me.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video. Let me say first, I hope everybody has a great holiday. If you celebrate the holiday, I have some friends that don't. They don't believe in it. They don't celebrate it. They'll eat a good meal, but and I understand, not everybody does. But for those who do, be safe. Enjoy your family, enjoy your time off. If you have time off, day off, couple days off, whatever the case may be. But just enjoy your family, man. Be thankful for that, at least. Thankful for life. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm looking at these sockets here on Ghost, the tail light sockets. I haven't really after I put my light bulbs in them, I didn't really pay attention to them, but these things are nasty. They're dirty, corroded. So I got new ones to replace these. So I'll be putting those on later. Once we get the car done and painted, I'll go ahead and cut those out and put new ones in. I should just actually bought a whole new harness, but it's all right. For now, we'll go ahead and we'll take those out later. But like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I drop a video. Like I said, man, I'm going to keep repeating it. We got a lot of stuff going on with Ghost. I'm going to try to get out here as much as I can. Some days I feel good. Some days I don't. There's... And it's not necessarily like I have a sickness or anything like that. It's just my body, man. You've heard the story a few times in my videos with the back issues, surgeries, now the knee surgery, but the knee's feeling really, really good. Still healing. The movement is pretty much back to normal. It's just I can't kneel on it. I can't put weight on it. It's still pretty sore, pretty tender that way. But for the most part, I can walk pretty decent. I walked around my neighborhood a couple times already. At work, 8 hours a day. I don't like sitting down and getting up in between trucks every time they come down our line. I work on a truck every 59 seconds. So there's people that do their job and then they go sit down for a couple seconds and then get back up. I don't like that up and down motion all night long. That's too much for me. So I just stay on my feet all day. But doing good. I'm happy. I'm blessed to keep pushing, man. And I praise the man upstairs for helping me push through that. So, and keeping me going. I do got to shed some weight. I did gain some weight. Sitting here, couldn't do much. Just sit and eat, or sleep. So now that I'm back up and moving, we're getting things done. We're getting in the direction of where I wish I would have been. I was hoping this thing could have been painted by now, but it's not. But it's all good. It's going to get painted real quick here real soon. So now we're in the back of the car, and we are going to remove the back bumper cover. I did notice I have a rip in it on the driver's side underneath the tail light. Just a real quick overlook. I didn't look at the whole thing yet, but I did notice that. So I did find the product that I was telling you about that I have on the nose of the car that I repaired the corners with. I didn't bring it outside, but it was in the last video that I just posted. IES Epoxy Flex part number 8010. I believe is what I'm pretty sure IES. They're based out of San Antonio. I kept thinking Florida. I don't know why Florida. Maybe it was a company that I bought it from is stocking it and selling it was maybe in Florida, but the actual company that makes it is in San Antonio. So I did order a couple tubes after the wife did send me the picture of what the product was, because she put it away. I got some stuff in the house. She doesn't like clutter, so I had some stuff in the corner. She moved it. She put it away. I didn't know, so I thought she threw it away, and she didn't. So after she sent me a picture of it, asked me, was that the product I was looking for? I said, yes. I actually went ahead and ordered 2 more kits. So it does have a decent shelf life as long as it's kept in room temperature settings. Can't leave it outside. Like in the shop, it gets, above 100 degrees. Not too bad because it is insulated, but still, even with the cold and the hot, even with paint, you're not supposed to really leave it out sitting like that. So I got a couple new cabinets coming. A buddy of mine's giving me. He's cleaning out his storage units, and he's going to bring a couple toolboxes. I don't know if they're actual toolboxes with drawers like mine, but I want to say they're more or less like a locker that we used at work. They just have like 1 or 2 shelves in them. They're pretty big, but you're able to store tools and stuff like that. We had our microwaves in there just for our team at work. We had a couple microwaves in there, a couple toaster ovens, chairs, stuff like that. So when we were actually on break or lunch or whatever, we actually could enjoy our time off, or, the 30 minutes that we had. So I got he's going to bring me those here probably by the weekend, over the weekend. We got a long weekend coming up for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to try to get as much done on Ghost as I can. I, of course, enjoy my family, the time off with my family, but I'll be in here. Trust me. I'm still moving slow, so I'm taking my time, but I'll be in here. Ghost will be getting work done. Trust me. But enough talking. Let me go ahead and turn this camera around and show y'all what we're working with on Ghost today. So what I want to do, this is one of the rips that I noticed. It's not that bad, and that was because one of the is this side. You can see how it's pushed in. This bumper shock was bumped and pushed in and locked in place. I'll measure it once. I'll show you what I'm talking about once we get the bumper off. I've never taken one of these bumpers off, so y'all gonna learn with me today. We're also gonna get the taillight extension housings off. Extensions, housings, whatever you want to call them. We're gonna get those off. I believe they're called extensions, technically. It's gonna be some people out there saying, "Oh man, you didn't call it right." Okay, my bad. Maybe it's extensions. We'll call it extensions. Sounds good, right? So we'll get those off on both sides and the bumper cover. Now, from what I'm seeing, that nut there, see it? There's a few of them on the back side down here that I'll have to get to from underneath. For the taillight extensions, you got a few bolts inside here, inside the trunk, 3 of them. And then for the bumper cover, I want to say, I can't remember. Oh, those actually have nuts from the outside. I thought they went in on the inside of the trunk, but they're on the outside. Let's see if I can show you. See, there's one right there. We'll see if the camera can focus, but you see it down there. Let's see if I can kind of point it out to y'all. It's kind of like right down there, but boom. See if you guys can see that pretty decent. I'll show you again from underneath, but I want to say it's probably 2. There's one right behind this plastic deal right here. See how it's kind of just flimsy? Well, let me do that. Let me move it out the way. I'm pretty sure this thing's all busted up in pieces too, so I'll just try to keep it as neat as I can so I can glue it, put it back together. Boom, there you go. So there's one nut there, one towards the bottom. I believe it's just 2 that hold this bottom section of the bumper in place. So I'm not sure how many's in here. Probably 3, maybe 4. I'm not sure, but we'll find out here in a little bit. And at the bottom side of the bumper, I want to say it's probably like the front, like the nose was. Those tabs, it's probably some push pin fasteners down there, but let's find out. I thought that was a spider. Damn cricket. Let's see. Also need to get my light. I had to charge my light, man. It's a badass light. I love it, but man, it just doesn't stay charged long. I love using the 2 rows because they're a lot brighter, but man, it just doesn't stay charged long. So we'll see. I got one that I can actually mount, that it has a magnet on it, so it'll just mount to the wherever I want to put it. But let's turn this light on and give you guys a decent quick view of what Ghost looks like underneath. So like I told y'all, I did replace all the brake hardware, the shocks, the drums, springs. I also made some cups to raise the back end up just a little out of muffler pipe and some washers. Welded those up. That way it just gives me an inch to boost the rear end up some. That way when I have somebody riding with me, or you know, because of my music, the spare tire, the jack, all that, you know, puts weight on the car. I don't like my car, what is everybody doing, like when they're tucking their wheels? That I'm not into that look. So I like mine to have like a small rake in the back going down to the front. So that's why I always make those spacers. It just gives it about a 1-inch lift. But you see, it's got all new exhaust. I got that off of rockauto.com, all the way from the Y pipe all the way back, new mufflers. I did change the fluid in the rear end. I didn't do the seals and the bearings because they were in real nice condition. But when I do clean this thing up and paint it, then I'll go ahead and change the axles, the axle shafts, the bearings, and the seals in this thing. It does have a 373 gears in the pumpkin, and it is a it's limited slip. It's not, you know, true posi, but I'm happy with the limited slip. So we're not going to get a new unit. It does its job perfectly fine. So we're not going to worry about that. I told you I had already placed my gas tank. So now we're about to put another gas tank in here that actually has a baffle. This one doesn't have a baffle in it. So I'll be putting the new gas tank in here. This one will go into Grand Prix, because that gas tank looks like, it does look like it's pretty trashed. So let's look under here. So yes, they do have push pins at the bottom of the bumper. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 down here at the bottom, so we'll undo those. And then remember how I was saying about the shocks, the bumper shocks. This one's pushed in a little bit more than the other side, maybe about 1 inch. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it back out, and if I can't, I'll order some new ones. I don't even know if I can get new ones, factory ones, but I saw that on eBay you can order they're aluminum. Somebody makes aluminum bumper braces. They're not shocks because they don't go in and out, but they're not made for impact. They're just straight solid aluminum. So I may order those just so I can get the correct fitment for my bumper, the spacing. But yeah, man, Ghost is pretty solid under here, man. Really nice. So it'll be easy to clean up and paint down here. It won't be hard. But just kind of wanted to give you a quick view of what she's looking like underneath. But let's go ahead and, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this camera turned off. Let me get some tools real quick and get to taking this bumper off. All right, so now we're inside the trunk. Oh yeah, so since I wasn't able to do a lot of the challenges, that everybody's sitting out there, all the homies. I got my jack, man. And I did, when I bought the car, it didn't have a jack in it. So I did, I was able to find one. One of my brothers back home in Michigan hooked me up. So I did have to go to Mike's Montes to get the hardware kit to mount it. But we got our jack, factory jack. Got factory stickers. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them. I may paint, you know, take them, scrape them all out, and because the car is gonna be white again, but it's not gonna be this same white. I want a brighter white. So there's really no purpose in having that. As of right now, I don't know yet. I may go with this off color white. I kind of don't like it. I want a super bright white, but we'll see. Y'all stay tuned. But I do still have my trunk stickers. Got my trunk popper. My jack, factory jack. So y'all seen what the trunk looked like before. But let's go ahead and get these off. Mine are 11 millimeter nuts in here. There's one way at the top right there. The nose too. So that'll hold the tail light extensions. Let's go ahead and get those off real quick. And then from there, then I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the nuts off here and then the ones down here. So let's do all that on time lapse and then we'll go back to it here in a second.
Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage, building top-notch rides, top to bottom, wet paint, sunroof open, sounds banging, interior fresh. Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised, rocking gold teeth, cowboy hat and boots, wearing strong motor, chrome spokes glistening, 87 Monte Carlo SS, name Gels, 77.
All right, YouTube, we're back. So it did take me a second to get to this one right here, this screw right here, the nut. It was a little hard to get to on this side because, like I told you, this bumper shock isn't collapsed all the way, but it's pushed in, so it was a lot harder for me to get down and get my ratchet inside this little, it's not that much space to be able to get my ratchet in there to get up top. So it was hard with the long socket and short. So I had to actually come from the top and barely be able to move the ratchet up and down in order to get that off. So that was the toughest one. I thought it was only 2, but it's 3. Or no, I did say 3 or 4. But this bottom one here holds the tail light extension in. And then these 3 hold the bumper in. So you got 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. So the bumper cover's ready. She's ready to come off. And like I did show y'all, you see how that bumper was pushed in down here? Now let me show you why. I know this thing's gonna, this honeycomb in here is gonna come apart. I gotta be careful with it because I do want to keep it, all the pieces intact. That way I can put it together, glue it all back together, epoxy it. So I want to be super careful and not lose any of the pieces. That's what I did with the front honeycomb because I couldn't find a new one or a replacement. It's hard to do it with one hand. All right, there we go. Okay, so she's off. That very back side of the honeycomb isn't too bad, but I'm sure it'll fall apart if I try taking it off. So I'm gonna just clean it up and leave it be. But this one up here, I do kind of want to put back together. That way the bumper keeps its shape. That's the only reason why they have those in there. That way the rubber doesn't get distorted. Ugh. And only the reason why mine did back here is because of the bumper shock, like I said. So that's it, man. That wasn't that tough. Like I said, I got that rip right there I do need to repair. So we'll clean it up from the back side and the front side and bevel it out, you know, kind of make a V on both sides, and then we'll fill it with the epoxy. The same stuff that I put in the front is what I'm gonna use on the back. So the back bumpers, the back cover's good. Both of them are good. They're savable. They're not super bad to where they're cracking and just, you know, I don't know if it's dehydrated is the word for it, but they're savable. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save them. But again, just to show y'all real quick. You see how much space we have here. I should get a measuring tape and show y'all. But you can clearly see how much space goes from here to here versus this side. Man, that's a nice sized gap. I can almost, you know, almost my whole finger is the length of this side. So I'm gonna definitely try to pull that out or just get some new ones, replacements. But the harness isn't too bad. I do have the new sockets, the new tail light and tail lamp socket. I didn't get the reverse light sockets. I think those are okay. We'll leave those alone for now. But that's it, man. That's it for Ghost. Tail light extension, rear fascia. I don't know if that's what it's called on the back of the car, but that's what I'm gonna call it. The rear bumper cover. It's done. It's off. So that's it, y'all. That's it for Ghost. Now that those are off, I'll get all the hardware together, put it all away. We'll get all the pieces for this, glue everything back together. I think the next thing that we'll do on Ghost, next video, will be probably actual body work. I do want to get the fenders off. But like I said, I need to drive Ghost out of the shop in order to sandblast the area right here. The other side was fine. So I don't want to get sand all inside here. So we'll, on a real nice day over the weekend, if it doesn't rain, we're supposed to get some rain down here in Texas. If it doesn't rain, or if I can catch it, we'll go ahead and pull Ghost out. We'll fire them up, we'll pull them out, and then we'll put as much plastic or paper, whatever the case may be, around the trunk area, you know, the windows, the inside. That way I can at least somehow decently sandblast this. I want to get all these pits out of here. That way I can see if it's eaten through. If it does, if it is, then we'll just cut out some metal and replace that. I'll make up. I don't have a bender, but I'll figure it out. I'll make my own shit if I got to. But yeah, man, that's it. I think that's going to be the next video. I don't think I had to recap anything or re-explain anything for Ghost on the front end. Oh, that kit that I was telling you guys about, it was just plates. The factory stuff is a plate, but it's got like the screws are like spot welded to it. So the new plates, they're a lot thicker, and you have to, you know, hold them up there. I think that's why I had the little push nuts. I think that's why I had those on there to hold them in place. It wasn't necessarily just for the nose. It was to hold them too. So, but that's the way the factory was set up with those tabs, with those being attached to the nose. There had to be some type of way to keep this in place. So when they, you know, put the rubber nose against the fender, this wouldn't fall back out of the rubber nose. So I believe that's what those push nuts were for, to hold them in place. That's the explanation I'm gonna go with, because that seems more logical, right? But that's it, y'all. Hope this wasn't too long and drawn out, but rear bumper's off. So we'll go ahead and start getting the body work done on those and get them in primer and keep on pushing. We're gonna keep on moving. So like, comment, subscribe, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I can't say it enough. I really do. That's it. That's it for Ghost. All right. Mexican Leads Therapy Garage. We're out.
Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap into my channel, this where you wanna be. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, yeah, you know it's free. 87 Monte Carlo SS name Ghost. I bet when I punch on the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we do it big in Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on the West Coast. Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap in, y'all come get in with me.